Have you ever wanted to dive into the world of modding and 3D assets, but didn't know where to start? This channel is here to change that. Hi there, I am Nadine and I hope you're having an amazing day. Today I'm going to share what my new channel is about, how modding has transformed the way I play games and why you should come back for more. Here's what you will get from this video. First, I will give you an overview what this channel will be about. Then I share my story, which has made me wanting to start this YouTube journey. And then I will give you a glance at the videos which I have already played. There's a lot, so stay tuned. This channel is about modding for computer games, creating 3D assets to be used in game engines and also creating maps for games. My main focus is to help you make progress with your modding. I will cover the basics, so essential software, how to use it, all the terms, and tips and tricks which you will not find anywhere else. But there will also be some more advanced stuff. Currently, Farming Simulator is my main focus, so some of the content will be specific to Farming Simulator. But for the other parts, I will be keeping it more generic, so even if you are modding for a different game engine, you can find some value in my videos. I will also probably explore other game engines like Unreal or Unity. I will cover the Giants editor because that's the tool which you use for Farming Simulator. And for the 3D modeling part, I use Blender. But we will also look at other tools which are helpful in the process. And I will cover also finding inspiration and ideas what to mod. I am aiming for being the go-to resource when you're first starting out with modding, because that was what I missed when I first started out. I will also progress beyond beginner topics, but for the more advanced parts, I will make sure that I either have a video which explains the basis up front, or I will link to appropriate resources. So here is my story. I'm a casual gamer. Sometimes I play a lot, sometimes hardly at all. I really suck at shooter games. So I'm more the kind of person who gets lost exploring, but hey, that way I find a lot of bugs. I have been playing Farming Simulator on and off since the FS19 version. Halfway through 2023, I was playing a modded map in Farming Simulator which had some bugs. One, a selling point didn't accept an item for sale, although the description said it would. Also, I was hitting some invisible walls. I knew already that most of the mods for Farming Simulator are based on XML, so I just went into the files and had a look. I realized quickly that one of the issues, the selling point, was purely in the XML files, so that was a win. Here my professional background helped me a bit because I knew already XML, I can do some coding and I'm good at figuring out things. The other thing, the invisible wall, was a bit tougher. I realized that I wouldn't solve it by just looking at the XML files alone, so I downloaded the Giants editor and had a look there. Eventually I figured it out and I got that mod to work and I was happy about it. And then I also realized that in fact I enjoyed the whole process. So that was the start and I decided to create my own map for Farming Simulator. But man, that was hard in the beginning. When I first started out, I felt I had stepped into a jungle of XML files. I had no clue what all these terms meant and hardly any documentation. But somehow I loved it. I did not have a clue what all these different texture files, materials, collisions or occluders meant. And turned out there are also not a lot of good resources when you're first starting out. Of course, if you look at Blender, you see tons and tons of tutorials on YouTube. But if you come there from a modding perspective, you usually have something specific in mind what you want to do. And then all these donut tutorials out there don't help. So initially, I put Blender in the too hard basket. Fast forward to today. I learned a lot in the past 1.5 years. I figured out a lot on my own. I was frustrated countless times because things were not documented. I learned the basics of Blender. It is such a powerful tool, but it definitely has a learning curve to it. But if you're serious about your modding, you should definitely give it a shot. And I will be there to assist you. I want to share this knowledge so that you can find it all in one place. I am by no means an expert about everything what I'm saying, but I want to share what I learned to make it easier for you. I am German, but my videos will be in English just because I think I can help more people this way. but I will provide German subtitles. Thank you for sticking with me so far. If this sounds like the content you would love, please give the video a like, hit subscribe and all these nice little buttons below. That would help me a lot, but it will also help you not to miss any of my future content. Win-win, right? Please also leave a comment with your questions, thoughts or video requests. Let's build this community together. Thanks a ton. Now my upcoming videos. I have so many ideas of what I can help you with. In total, my list of videos is more than 70 items long. So there is a lot to expect and way more than I can cover in this intro video. But no matter your skill level, there will be something here for you. A quick sneak peek of what I've planned. I will start from scratch for the beginners, so we will cover the Giants editor and Blender, moving around, setting up your workspace, create your first mod. Even if you are not a beginner, you might still learn some new tips and tricks along the way. For example, how to use the Giants i3D exporter the right way, because if you look at other YouTube videos, it's mostly used incorrectly. For the more intermediate topics, we have deeper dives into different texture files, how they work together to form materials. We will explain specific shaders and how to set them up in Blender. I will also make videos about all the terms you encounter, like LODs, polycount, collision, occluders, UV mapping, vertex paint. This will help you level up your creations and bring them to the next level. Finally, regarding the more advanced topics, we will explore scripting. We will use some cutting-edge Blender techniques to create stunning things while keeping your workflow as efficient as possible. Not only that, I created some automations in Giants and Blender which will really blow your mind. Are you still using the old street constructors or crossing constructors, which have not been maintained for years? In that case, you should definitely stay tuned. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this, please click here for my latest video or here for another one you might like. Don't be a stranger. See you next time.